Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here. Welcome to another edition of WrestleSpin. Angus is not with me at the moment because unfortunately his microphone broke. So it's just going to be me solo doing this previews, predictions, whatever podcast about TLC 2014. Well, TLCS really, tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. That's really weird. They've added on the and stairs thing thanks to the Eric Rowan and Big Show feud. And I might as well get off, start to figure out what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to list all the matches that there are and talk about all of them, what I think about them, stuff like that. I'll preface this by saying that I wasn't too impressed with Raw this week. I personally felt it was a little bit nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was a little bit kind of just like meh, you know what I mean? Like, we weren't really doing too much. Now, apparently, I'm just looking at the Smackdown stuff. So Smackdown Spoilers incoming, in case you haven't seen Smackdown, you haven't yet by the time this is up. Yes, I will spoil Smackdown. Apparently, it's a pretty dead crowd. Cena came out. They talked about TLC. So there's matches with Big E defeated Goldust. So you got Nikki Bella stuff. Cesaro again losing because he never win again apparently. So it didn't seem to really build too much to the pay-per-view. So I guess that's irrelevant. So I guess I'll talk about the first match. We'll talk about the pre-show. We're going to have The New Day, which is apparently versus Gold and Stardust. Now, Gold and Stardust are apparently heels still, which really doesn't make any sense. The New Day, apparently, according to dirt sheets, Vince is no longer really interested in them. Kind of bored of them, which is funny because there's really nothing to be interested in yet. They haven't done anything of note yet, but the key word should be, again, yet, because really we haven't really seen them properly in action yet. We haven't really seen them properly utilize too much of them. I mean, at this point, Xavier Woods is kind of like an afterthought so far, but I'm sure once they give him a mic, I just feel like, honestly, they could have gone somewhere with that kind of edgier gimmick. That would have been amazing, to see that kind of rejecting the black stereotypes and kind of going for something like that. But I don't know, I feel like I'm waiting for the punchline to be revealed, actually, guys, we're just mucking around, screw this preacher shit. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. That could be a good match. Hopefully they have a good showing. It's unfortunate that Golden Stardust have been reduced to the tag team division jobbers, because they really are. But I guess you got to have someone win and someone lose. All right, first match. Let's talk about Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. Now, they've managed to really bring back, if you ask me, interest in this feud. It definitely has felt like it's been a bit more intense. They've used SmackDown to push some stuff like that, injury angles and stuff like that. And honestly, when it first began, it was very underwhelming. Me and Angus said that. It was definitely not too great, if you ask me. But now they've managed to really build some stuff to the feud, and I am looking forward to this match. I think it has a potential to steal the show, or at least, steal the show alongside some other matches. They can both steal it, together. They can, heist. But, there's so much potential with this to go well, so much potential with this to also sort of not. You know what I mean? If they, depending on how they finish this. But honestly, I'm stuck. Who is going to win? They both need to win. That's the problem with this feud. It kind of feels like they need to both win. Bray has won shit all. But then again, so has Ambrose. Ambrose rarely wins either. So, if Reigns is going to be pushed as, the guy, because he won the, Superstar of the Year award, which I still think was a bit of bullshit. If they do that, then, where does that leave Ambrose? He got a majorly good pop on Raw that week. He has such potential. Seeing, the whole, the fire, the ambulance. I'm just getting Stone Cold vibes, and I'm thinking, damn, they really could go somewhere with this edginess, but, yet, what's his name? That guy, Roman Reigns. Excuse me. Doesn't feel the same. It just does not feel like the same level of intensity, or I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm not high on him. Never have been. But we'll see how it goes. I'm sure the match would be entertaining. Then you've got Eric Rowan versus the Big Show. Now no one thought, I mean, unless a few of you maybe point it out to me in the comment section if you want, but I don't know many people that would have thought, oh yeah, Eric Rowan's going to do quite well after the split from the Wyatt family, a split which we still don't 100% know about. I'd like to see them play on that a little bit more, but yeah, like the Wyatt family, everyone thought, yeah, Bray, he's going to be the star. And then maybe, Harper has the potential, due to his work as Brody Lee on the Indies. Everyone knows the guy can work very well. So Eric Rowan, excuse me, why am I so tight? Eric Rowan, he's really managed to actually build this like small little persona that people can get behind. Like he's playing the underdog and going against Big Show, and I just fucking hope he goes over the Big Show because I am sick of the Big Show. I've never liked the Big Show. Sorry, Paul, if you're watching this, that's smarky of me to say that, but like I don't know, I really don't like him, and he's just not entertaining to me, and I feel like this is a chance to let another big guy go over, not the big guy, not the big guy. But, a big guy, Big Red, apparently they're calling him that, which is really bad. Let Rowan run with this. Let him go. Let him be a staple of the mid-card. I'm sure that honestly, the guy, I think he's improved tremendously since his debut. I think that he has the potential to do really well. And so I have to say that I'm happy for him, and I really hope that he can go somewhere with this. The match itself will not be too interesting unless they really make sure to just focus on steel chairs and violence and stuff like that. If not, yeah, we'll see. Then we got Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, to me, this seems like it's going a bit down for Ziggler. Even though it is an IC title match, he did lose the title. I feel like he's probably almost above the title now. So I'm curious as to why he's all of a sudden all good. He's like he wins the main event for them, and this will probably go on the middle of the card. Again, it's still John Cena. In the main event. Fuck him. Seriously, he's just such a stale, boring character. I know, typical IWC, but no, fuck that shit. I fucking hate him. I'm not one of those people that's like a Cena hater, like the joke Cena hater, like, yeah, Cena sucks, but when push comes to shove, like, I'll actually watch it. I think he's borderline unwatchable, and as a wrestler, the past few months, he has phoned it in big time, and that makes me feel for the guy behind the John Cena character, because seriously, he must be injured. The way he's working, he must be injured. And yet they make him take, fucking suplexes from Lesnar, which I'm sure, this is all hearsay. I'm not saying that he is injured, but if he is, fuck, they don't want him to become another CM Punk. I think he's too nice to say no. Like, the guy needs a break. Fuck me. Seriously, I'm sure Orton's loving the fact that he's got all this, kind of got a bit of time off through filming the WWE Films movie, as CM Punk seemed to imply that you do get kind of time off even though you are working. It's a different kind of work, So it's a here, come on set, Phil Brooks, come here, Punk, come here, Randall, it's a bit different. So yeah, that's cool. Hopefully, Luke Harper, this could be match of the night. Definitely, this could definitely be match of the night. Luke Harper was in a match of the year candidate, I feel, with the Usos at Battleground. That was phenomenal, which they kind of won there, but that's okay. And Ziggler, obviously we all love Ziggler. Well, most people do. So I feel like that could also be another good match. So yeah, that also very good. Just hopefully I don't know who will win. I think it will be Harper. I don't think they'll make him lose the title, but you don't want to lose momentum for Ziggler either. That's one issue. I hope they do something big with Ziggler this year, next year. You know what I mean? Going into something like that. Yeah. Rusev versus Jack Swagger. Now, obviously, this shows that they're just waiting for someone for Rusev, I feel. Because going back to Swagger again, for very little reason, I'm not too sure, but all I know is that I am loving Rusev more and more every week. Fuck the xenophobic crowds. He is the best. He is the bomb.com, as Cameron would say, as I cringe by saying that myself. But, I think that, honestly, Rusev has just improved. Not that he was bad, but, his selling keeps getting better. His believability keeps getting better. His ability, I just think that he's just a quality guy right now. And I really think that, I don't know, I don't want John Cena to be the one that dethrones, his undefeated streak or whatever. I don't want him to go over. I'd rather see, I don't know, someone else, but I don't know. It's kind of tough because where is the end game for Rusev? But I know it won't be Swagger. But on the other hand, I have to say good on Swagger. The fact that Swagger is doing this and like he's got something to do now a little bit more instead of just doing the same shit, over and over again. And as a heel now, they've kind of got this like they've actually got kind of like a motive for the guy. So that's nice. That's very nice. Yeah, so that could be a good match again, as long as they play on the fact that Swagger almost gets there, but doesn't. Swagger, out of all the feuds against Rusev, Swagger's one was the best. Even though I still think Swagger's a dirty heel because he's a racist, But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go to Ryback and Kane. This could be another good match. Ryback, please do something good. Please impress me because you've already got like a lot of the IWC kind of on his like hating him now because of the CM Punk interview, and rightfully so if what Punk said is to be believed. A bit sloppy worker, and he has been a sloppy worker. There's video evidence showing that he was he needed work and that kind of thing. I really hope that he puts on a good match, but at the same time with Kane, can that happen? Not to say Kane isn't a bad worker, but he isn't the most interesting worker, and he is a bit bigger. And can the big gash, can he lift him? Can he do some of his power moves to Kane? We'll have to see. Someone like Antonio Cesaro is a lot more powerful and has a lot greater variety of moveset. But that's not to say that Ryback doesn't have a lot of moves, because he does actually have more than 5 moves. He's definitely better than Reigns in that regard. Like he actually, what's his name? Ryback will actually do quite a few moves in the match, which is great. Maybe that's why people are more susceptible to getting injured, because he's trying so many different things. But I don't know. I feel like Ryback, yeah, I like Ryback. I do like him. I don't hate him because of the interview. I think that, honestly, a lot of potential there. Hopefully this is a good match, but I just see it being kind of run-of-the-mill kind of thing. Then we got Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. Now, no, I don't care about this one at all. I used to be if you remember like my older podcast, I was so confident about the Divas division when Paige was around. Seriously, Paige did one appearance this week, and then what? Like, she did nothing. She's done nothing since this. She's really been an afterthought. And I mean, I know that you can't just have AJ versus Paige 100 times. Like, I totally get that. I was the one that was saying, don't fucking do that. Having them in every single goddamn match, that's so boring. But at the same time, I don't know at the same time, I don't know, can you just maybe, I don't know, AJ's been in it since he's been back, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be maybe more divas involved. Maybe even have an opportunity to have like a tag, or even have an opportunity to have like a fatal 4-way for the title and get more characters involved, and honestly, the whole storyline behind like Brie going back to what's her name? Her sister, after all the abuse, was it all the work? Was the betrayal on purpose? But you just couldn't. I just don't think you can do that. You know what I mean? Like, firstly, you're getting legitimately hurt. So why is that all happening? Why the hell is that happening? Like, I don't understand the story. The logic behind the story, I have no idea what's going on. I genuinely don't know what is happening with this storyline. AJ, I mean, like, she's just been phoning it in to me for weeks. The best part about the whole Divas division this week was the fact that she put over Bayley and Emma and Paige and like Sasha Banks and Charlotte, all that kind of thing. Her bloody shouting at NXT Divas was the fucking highlight, which is just makes it that much more awful, if you ask me, because it's like, here are all the good ones. We're all looking forward to NXT TakeOver, our Evolution. We're not looking forward to anything to do with divas in the main roster at all. I don't give a flying fuck, because I can't book them or write them for shit. On the NXT roster, we're getting some awesome stuff happening. And I'm so happy and excited to be watching the matches on NXT Arrival. That's for sure. I mean, sorry, TakeOver our Evolution. But yeah, don't give a shit about it on the main roster, which is a shame. So this match, I've got nothing to say because I don't understand the story. I don't know who's like properly, what's going on. Fuck it. Then we've got the Miz and Damien Sandow, or Mizdow, versus the Usos. Now the Usos, they're back in the title scene. Would have been nice to see someone else, but whatever. They get every single match, fine. And yeah, this could be very interesting. Mizdow is entertaining. I'm not one of those people. I mean, this is the problem with a lot of people, is that like they get one of something and then they want something else, and like, oh, everyone getting sick of Mizdow. Honestly, I don't see the reason to be sick of Mizdow right now. I actually think he's doing some quality shit. He's pulling out new moves every week. They're building. It's called building an angle, guys. But like, I'm one of those people that hates a lot of shit that WWE does, but like, and will watch alternatives, of course. I'm not one of those people who sit down and do nothing. Lucha Underground, I gotta give that a shout out. If you're not watching Lucha Underground, start watching it, because it is bloody good. Even if you watch it illegally online, just watch it. Just watch it. It's fantastic. But one thing I think they have done right is the build between Mizdow and Miz. We want Miz now instead of Mizdow. The fake titles. Giving Moneymaker credit for all this instead of something else. Honestly, it's fantastic, and I feel like they've actually booked this right. Now, the Usos better not get the titles back. That'd be a disaster. I don't think they will. And hopefully we can move on to some different opponents. Maybe even New Day. But it's kind of funny how the lines between the faces and heels are completely blurred when it comes to this whole thing. Because it's like, like Miz is obviously the heel, but then you got Mizdow as a face. It's crazy. Like, you got like heels, and they're the heels. Technically, it's the versing faces like the Usos, but when they versed other people, it's like it's confusing. But honestly, another potential for a good match. The crowd's going to be hot for Mizdow, that like they are. I'm glad that's a sustained thing, and like people fucking love Mizdow, because he is gold. Like, really, he is honestly good. And honestly, it's made me like the Miz a whole lot more as a character. He's actually knocking this out of the park. He really is. He is knocking this out of the park. He's done a great job. And I'm actually entertained, and I look forward to seeing and hearing the Miz. You know what I mean? Like, and that's back in the day, like, he stagnated, and I was like, oh, fuck the Miz, I don't want to see this idiot. Especially when he was a face as well. It's like, oh my God, Miz, just piss off, you're annoying. Now it's like they found the perfect person for the Miz. Honestly, they really have. And I couldn't be happier for it, that's for sure. And then, of course, our main event. John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Now, if Cena loses, he will no longer be the number one contender, and you'd assume it'd go to Rollins, but that won't happen at all. That will not happen. The only thing I can see them swerving us would be if Rollins wins, and then all of a sudden he relinquishes his title shot to someone like Orton, or something happens, like something to do with Orton, and then at the Royal Rumble, Rollins cashes in after the match in the first place, and maybe it won't be Cena. Does anyone want it to be Cena? Does anyone want Cena to win this shit? I don't want Cena anywhere near the title. Like, I don't want Cena anywhere to do with Brock Lesnar. I'm sick of them versing each other. They've done it 3 times. Now, obviously, that's okay. It's like, you don't. I'm not saying that wrestlers can't wrestle each other multiple times. I'm not saying that at all. But in this scenario, in this case, with the WWE Championship, like, just, oh my God, no. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, seriously, I'm honestly sick and tired of them versing and like having this stupid beast incarnate bullshit. I'm really not a fan of Lesnar at all, if I haven't made it obvious enough. I'm one of the few people that have said that since SummerSlam. Like, I've been one of the people that have been like, I actually don't care about Lesnar. I don't care about his title. I don't care about his absence. I think he's a dick for not showing up. I think that, like, take less money. I think WWE's at fault for booking him like this, but Lesnar's at fault for being a greedy asshole. Like, seriously, dude, just, like, take less money and appear more. Like, how much, do you know how much the guy's earning? He's earning millions per match. It's not like the guy's earning no money. He's genuinely earning millions to make appearances, basically, and wrestle. Can't you take a little bit less so you can get off your fucking ass and actually build a feud, as opposed to having Heyman, it's pathetically he doesn't show up and, completely destroys Cesaro by not giving a fuck about what Cesaro does. Like, it's genuinely infuriating. This whole thing infuriates the fuck out of me with Lesnar, and the fact that some people say, well, it's building the IC title more and stuff. Like, you can still build all the other titles while still having the World Heavyweight WWE Champion. Like, I don't get that. What you just is that what we're accepting now? We're accepting that they can only do one thing at once or 2 things at once. That's a fucking joke. Every single thing on this card should be good. If I watch Breaking Bad, every storyline's fucking good. Everything they do is good. Why should the WWE be held to a smaller or less of an acceptance like that? I want to see good shit all the time. All the time. And that sounds spoiled, but no. If I'm paying for the network, if I'm paying for content, and the fact that I get it online, can watch it legally on Foxtel, so I've paid for the package. I'm doing everything WWE wants legally. I should be getting a 10 out of 10 product every week. That's as simple as that. They've got writers, they've got the talent, they've got the people, but what they don't know they have is they've got Vince McMahon, who honestly is a cancer to this industry at this point. If you listen to that podcast, and some people are saying stuff like with Vince, I have so much more respect now for Vince speaking his mind. Fuck no. He's speaking his mind, but he's fucking wrong. He's straight out wrong. Flat out wrong. He is delusional with his dislike, or saying stuff about Cesaro, saying the only guy that didn't hit the jump for the brass ring was John Cena. Excuse me, Zack fucking Ryder called. He wants his pushback, and not off a fucking, not off a fucking stage or ramp. You absolute disgusting piece of shit that pulls ribs on him, pretending he's going to be on the show to get the pop of the night in Long Island, but instead put him on Superstars and then say, oh yeah, I did that, crushing the man's dreams, burying him because he dared to get over. So you want to talk about John Cena being the only guy to hit the brass ring or whatever, grab the brass ring. He's a delusional pig. He thinks that ribs and all that shit's funny. He thinks that bullying people's funny. He says, grab the brass ring, he says, but, don't piss anyone off. Well, how do you do that? Kissing your fucking ass. That's all everyone does, kisses his ass. And it sounds like, oh, CrystalFissure, you're such a mark. Oh my God, just believe the dirt sheets. No, it's fucking clear from that interview. It is made so abundantly clear that the man is a bully and a pig and delusional. He totally is. The Cesaro stuff is 100% right. The stuff with CM Punk, with business and not giving people breaks and stuff like that. The guy is not. I have no respect for that man. I don't care who his father was. I don't care if he brought the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era only existed as a direct response to the NWO and the other one. As soon as that ended, he went back to his complacent PG garbage, which was crap in the 1990s, and it was crap. It's crap now, and only this time they have a much better roster. They have much better talent, and yet they don't do anything with it. So, it's a real shame that Vince McMahon is still in power. But then again, what's the option? You get Triple H, who's great with NXT, but the guy is also a petty, vindictive little shit. If CM Punk's stuff is to be believed again, and really I do believe him. I see there's no reason to lie. I just think it's honestly tragic because who's going to be in charge? You got someone that's vindictive and puts himself over everyone else for years. Or you got someone that's an old, out-of-touch arsehole, or you got someone like Stephanie that apparently has disdain for marks in the company and stuff like that. And, once you don't use insider terms and don't you what do you think, what industry do you think this is? It's they're ashamed that it's professional wrestling. I don't get it, but anyway, John Cena match, not interested at all. Seth Rollins has been killing it though. The guy deserves a lot of credit. He's really, to me, he's probably been superstar of the year if you want to be honest. The guy is impressive. He is very impressive. He's a great heel, gets constant heat. He's entertaining. He's a good wrestler. He's so much better than John Cena, and I'm looking forward to seeing. Him win, but he won't win, so I guess I'm not looking forward to the match because he won't win. But if he does, I'll be very, very happy. Anything to get rid of Cena. Cena should just go film some more movies or something like that. You do what Batista's doing, become a star. Well, in other words, Batista got the role in a James Bond movie, which is pretty cool. Very, very good on him. Very, very good. So yeah, that's it. That's it with this podcast. I probably went pretty quickly because I'm talking quick. Sorry Angus wasn't here. I'm sure he'll have some different things to say. I'll definitely get him on for the post podcast, which will most likely be on his channel. So go subscribe to Nintendo Gen 64 for more WrestleSpin episodes and SlideSpin.tv for additional ones as well. Go check out that. Check out SlideSpin.tv. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy what I was having to say. Please post your opinions. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. I'd love to hear it, love to discuss. Don't blindly dislike because you don't like what I said. Actually discuss stuff, because wrestling shit is always fucking disliked and downvoted or whatever on this website, which is just pathetic. You know what I mean? That's not, that's discuss things. That's actually have discussion rather than just, anonymously do that. So yeah, again, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much, and I shall see you with Angus when we do the next video. Goodbye.